Morning, Trainiacs. Starting off today's endurance adventure with a little bit of, I don't know why I did that. A little bit of yoga. I am getting so bendy.
Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly yoga workout. This is going to be a yoga flow specifically designed for endurance athletes. So we're going to be working into the shoulders, opening up through the chest, as I'm sure we all kind of hunch over the bike and also like in our everyday life as well. Bring your chin to chest, draw your navel towards the spine and drop your head down, curling through the back. And then placing that right foot on the floor next to you. Toes pointing the same way as the fingers. Your hands up and overhead. Exhale, soften the shoulders. So twisting in to that front knee. Now for some of us, if this is too much of a balance, thank you so much for sharing this practice with me.
Thank you, Helen. So Helen here runs HMF Yoga YouTube channel and hmfyoga.com, and we have recently hired Helen to create a weekly yoga workout for all the Team Trainiac athletes. Well, with us, by the time it's there, it'll be the My Motive training app. By end of February, early March 2021, the app should be out. And before summer, hopefully, we should have all of her yoga sessions in here. It'll be like, I think I hired her for 37? It was a lot. But over here is the really interesting stuff for today. You know how quite often your legs just feel really heavy and you're not super motivated to get on the treadmill? Well, who is motivated to get on the treadmill these days? Or you see the pros, when they're injured and recovering from injury, they are in like this anti-gravity chamber where like the bottom half of their body is in negative gravity, or it like reduces their body weight. Well, that treadmill costs $20,000 or $30,000, but we talked to Angela Nath, pro triathlete who has been recovering from Lyme disease, and she has had really heavy legs as a result of that, and some days she just isn't feeling it to go for a run. So what she does is, we'll put a little video on of what she's doing. She goes and gets into this setup that goes all the way around her treadmill, and it takes the weight off of her body. Now, coincidentally, right at the same time as we were doing that podcast with Angela, this company Lever reached out and asked if they could send me a unit, and I was like, might as well give it a whirl. So today we're gonna hopefully set this up and see what it feels like. Like, I've literally never done anything like this, de-weighting yourself for running. So this isn't a sponsored thing. They're not paying me to do this, and frankly, I don't even know if I want to keep this or if they want me to keep this, but it's nasty outside in Canada. Like, you know when there are things in movies where like they put gas into a war zone to kill or like just do harm to people? You can do the same thing with cold air. The air is trying to kill you in Canada. It's currently -12, and we call this unseasonably warm. And one of the very best things that you can do for your run performance, your ability to not get injured, is run frequently. Instead of like running 2 times a week really long, if you had 4 runs a week with the same duration. Seems right. Connect the cam jam, that's fun, into the front left eyelet. And then run the pulley through the cam jam. I just like saying cam jam. Now how all these things work is put on these super good looking shorts, and then that's what holds you up. Seriously good looking man alert here. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, more attractive than an individual putting on a pair of really, wow, really incredibly snug shorts that have little roller things off on the hips. Right? Am I right or am I right? Bungee here has these white lines that go all the way down, and these are 8-pound increment. All right, let's give this a try ski. Whoa, whoa. Moon boots, whoa, whoa. Well, I'll get myself out of this. Well, first impressions, mixed. Well, for starters, it's still running. It's not like it makes it wildly more engaging. It's not a game changer like going from a turbo trainer that's just like a wind or magnetic resistance trainer to a direct drive trainer on Zwift. It's not like that. I think most of the issues that I got are maybe with the pants, the sexy pants, unfortunately. So these here pants, how they work is they're thick. They're not neoprene like a wetsuit. Like these almost go on like a burlap sack. Like they're stiff, and I think what's happening that's throwing me off is the setup of these pants, however they're structured, doesn't really relate well to my biomechanics. So I think what was happening was that these rolly things on the side are pulling you up, which is what it's doing. It definitely de-weighted me, but I think because this is so stiff and the pull is up from the side, it's pulling my legs wide. So like legs wanted to go like this, and then all of a sudden I'm not running in a normal running pattern. And then to get myself into that normal running pattern, I was having to contract the inside of my thighs, which was that was getting really tiring. And what I was finding is that all of a sudden a whole bunch of new nicks and niggles were starting to pop up because I was so activated in ways that I don't normally activate on the run, and I was being taken out of my normal running gait. When you get taken out of your normal biomechanics, that's not a good thing. That's a pretty big recipe for injury. Let's say you're somebody who has heavy legs for some sort of medical condition, or you are injured, so you do need some sort of a de-weighting, get back to running sort of program. I think that something like this, whether it's this system or another system, are going to work. Damn thing about it is that these are all quite expensive. This is $1,100 US. I didn't pay that for the entire treadmill. All of the other systems that I've seen are pretty similar. That anti-gravity, like the really high-end one that you see pro triathletes using, that is like $20,000, $30,000. If you want to try this, just make sure that it's something that you can return if it doesn't end up working for you. I thought that this was really going to be something good for me. Like theoretically, I think the structure, the concept of it is good, but just how it works with me, I can't use it. Not going to use it. But to not leave you hanging with nothing to do, let's say you are somebody who's looking at a system like this and you're like, oh geez, well that doesn't sound very good, but you do want to get back into running, but you want to do so safely. How do you do that? What I would recommend is a run durability program where you run as frequently as you can every single day of the week that you can, that you don't feel any nicks, any niggles, any injuries whatsoever, but start with really, really small runs, like 10 minutes for the first week, and then the next week maybe 11 minutes each run, and then each run after that 12 minutes, and you gradually just build up frequency and time really, really slowly. So, well, I suppose that's that. Do what you want with that. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't, but let's end this off on a good note. If you are interested in some good yoga sessions, you can check out Helen's channel right here. This is, well, this is the session that I did yesterday. It's really good. Her channel's good. It's not super yoga-y with all the spiritual stuff. It's just good quality like mobility. Check it out.